Howdy folks, I'm Scoryth, the Crimson Renegade. Welcome back to Battlestations Midway. I believe we're on the final mission. It's called Endgame Midway, which makes me think it's the final mission. Our objective is make sure that one of our carriers has to survive the encounter. As you can see, we have two carriers. We have to make sure they both survive. It's probably the Yorktown and the Lexington. Mission 2 is locate and destroy the remaining Japanese carriers, which could be located at any one of these three bases, apparently. And that's how it works. There are any of those three locations. That could be at this island in the upper right-hand corner, or these two wide open areas out here. That's all I got to say. Let's check the history. June 4th, 1942, 1700 hours Zulu time. Thanks to Yorktown's miraculous arrival, the invasion of Midway has been averted, and two Japanese carriers now lie shattered on the floor of the Pacific Ocean. The battle is far from over, though. Yorktown is mortally wounded, and now it's up to Enterprise and Hornet to finish the job. Okay, Enterprise and Hornet. I thought it would be the other two. Two Japanese carriers remain, and the stage is set for a final showdown. On Fletcher's orders, Henry moves his flag to the Enterprise and steels himself for a confrontation for which the prize is total domination of the Pacific Theater. Alright. We have two Yorktown-class carriers, which would be, like you said, the Enterprise and the Hornet. One heavy cruiser Northampton-class, two Fletcher-class destroyers, 44 Wildcats, 42 Dauntlesses, 42 Avengers, and 2 Catalinas. Alright. Let's get this started. Like I said, this may be the finale, so if it is, let's start the finale of Battlestations Midway.
The Yorktown, and with it Fletcher, were forced to give up the fight. He ordered me to move my banner to the Enterprise and continue the fight without him. Gentlemen of the United States Navy, this is Captain Henry Walker on board the USS Enterprise. Today is the day we turn the enemy back. If Japan wants to reach America, they have to go through you to do so. And that will not happen. May God protect you. Banzai! All hands, battle stations!
I think a little bit more out of the Japanese than just banzai.
Any visual on the Japanese carrier group?
Okay. Considering that
the next recon patrol
what
is
we don't want
now.
is we don't want the Japanese to detect my carriers.
In the Coral Sea, and I don't want the same thing to happen here.
I want both carriers to
contact.
just be in here.
Aye, aye, sir.
And where's Hornet? Here. I want them kind of spread out, but I want them to be pretty much be still. Alright, Catalina 1. I want you over here. Catalina 2. I want you over here. You're going to be my eyes. Enterprise. I need you to launch. What do you have? You got torpedo bombers, dive bombers. Alright. I want 2 sets of torpedo bombers at the ready, so...
Sonar contact, sir. Enemy submarine.
Shit.
Sink her before she can relay our position back to the enemy fleet.
Torpedo bomber. Where's Hornet? Torpedo bomber. Torpedo bomber. Okay. Where's that submarine? I need a destroyer. Actually, if the Catalina can spot it. No, destroyer. You. Right there. You. Take it on. Take it out. Oh, you're a cruiser. Fuck. Destroyer.
Captain, we've spotted an enemy recon.
Where is my fucking destroyers?
Vector cap in to shoot it down. I don't want Nagumo knowing our every move.
Sir, an enemy cruiser has been sighted.
Okay.
I'm guessing it's a picket for the carrier group. Engage at will.
Okay. Carriers. Let's get your anti-air inbound. So let's get your fighters launched. Fighters. No, wait, don't launch. Just one set of fighters is enough for each one. Hornet. Hornet, where are you, Hornet?
Enemy air forces are inbound.
Fighters. Launch. Okay, there we go. That's enough. Alright. Catalina. Alright, you didn't see anything. You need to head more north. Head up here. You're not going to reach your destination either, so you head over here. Please tell me that destroyers can take on the submarine. Carrier move. Enterprise move. Turn into them. Turn into them.
Hull's pierced below the waterline. Break out the pumps. We are coming under enemy fire.
Okay. Everybody on the water. Fix your water damage. The submarine gets sunk yet? No, it's still there. Who's working on that sub? Alright, Enterprise. Head back over here. Actually, you just kind of head back this direction. That's good. There's a sub. While you're at it, why don't you take it on too? No, Carrier, you're not taking on the submarine. Alright, what are we doing here? Okay, uh-oh. Alright, that one didn't spot anything yet. So it's not going to be in the northwest. And it's not in the southwest, so it's got to be at the island. Because this one hasn't spotted anything yet. So, come on, where's that other Catalina before it gets shot down? Gotta go here and take out that submarine. Alright, what are you guys doing? You're Wildcat. You need to take out that. That looks like it could be a problem. You go take out that. Avenger, you go get that. You go get that too. Other Avenger, you go after. You just wait. Wait a bit. Okay. Dogfight. Okay, you're gonna move for a dogfight. You're gonna be protection. Okay, you're not doing anything.
Sir, we have sighted an enemy vessel.
Go shoot that one down. You need to go and come back here to protect the carrier. Okay, yeah, I like that setup. Okay. Okay, I guess we got the sub. Or
Sir,
did we?
we've located the enemy carrier group.
I knew we would.
Outstanding. Prepare to attack.
Alright, where's the rest of my torpedoes? Bombers, unfortunately. Actually, I'll go ahead and let them sink what they've already got targeted. No, wait, no. You. Go after this carrier. Come on. And you. Go after this carrier. What are you doing? You're a Wildcat. Alright. Take out that. Okay, go back to protecting
Sir, we
that.
detected an enemy submarine.
Oh, don't just sit there, go shoot it! So I can take out this submarine myself. The AI seems to want to be an idiot about it.
Sir, we have sighted an enemy vessel.
Okay.
Enemy squadron destroyed, sir.
Lining up a shot.
One of our squadrons has been destroyed, sir.
We're approaching the submarine. So we're just going to unload. We're just going to spam the depth charge button. I don't think we can run out of these things, so... Get as deep as you want, sub. I'm still going to catch you.
Enemy ship spotted, sir.
Turn with it. It's trying to get deeper. Still looking at it. It's coming back up. Slow down. Stay right on top of it.
Sonar's got something, sir. Must be a sub. Sonar reports the sub
Gotcha,
is sinking,
bitch.
sir.
And that's how you do that. Why is my carrier way the fuck out there?
We are
I did not tell the carrier to go attack that. Okay, we need bombers, torpedo bombers launch. Torpedo bombers launch. Hornet, what are you doing? Torpedo bombers launch. How are we doing out there? Okay. Soryu's taking damage. Hiryu's just fine.
Enemy vessel is heading for the bottom, sir.
I don't know. Avenger. Why are you just hovering around there?
Sir, we've lost contact with our squadron.
There's my... okay. No. Okay. Damn it. Torpedo bomber launch, yes. Hornet. Land. Torpedo bombers are out. That's what I want. I want all torpedo bombers out. I need everything to go after... Alright, what are you? You're a cruiser. You're a destroyer. Engage that. Oh, that's a heavy cruiser. It had to be. Of course it had to be. You're not doing anything but sitting there. Who are you? Engage that. Enterprise. And down, go get down here. Down here now. What are you? You're an Avenger. Okay. You need to bomb something. You need to go bomb something. Avenger. Go sink that.
We have incoming enemy aircraft.
Close enough yet. It's already firing torpedoes.
Enemy air forces are inbound. We've blown them out of the sky, sir.
Not going to dodge that one. Not quite. Ouchie. Just keep canning away. Keep with the artillery. It's leaning hard.
We have incoming enemy aircraft.
It's got a huge part of the ship that's underwater. What more does it take to sink the damn thing? The torpedoes are ready.
Fire's taking hold, sir.
Come on. Good God, how much more does the thing take? Are the torpedoes ready yet?
We got him. Enemy squadron is down.
You're still not ready. Good God. Oh, more torpedoes coming in. Look, we've already missed.
Enemy air forces are inbound.
I can just hit something and make it sink. Can't have that much health left.
Under attack.
Torpedoes are ready. At this range, it should be able to hit something. I know you can go back and forth. They can pick one way to go.
Hold them, sir.
We blow them out of the sky, sir.
Turn into those torpedoes. Turn into
Sir.
those torpedoes.
Recon reports a cruiser detachment moving up to reinforce the Japanese carrier group. Our strike group reports that one of the enemy carriers is sinking, Captain.
Yes, got one. Oh yeah, that one's dead. He leaned into those torpedoes. Got him. That takes care of him. Alright, what's this? A carrier? Okay. Destroyer. One cruiser. Where'd the other carrier go? Still there. Quite hurt though. But it looks like it's about to have company. Go on, Avenger. It's up to you. Don't miss. Torpedoes away. It hit. I hear you's going down. Got it. That's the two carriers.
We were outnumbered. We took crushing losses. We were inexperienced. We had no right to win. But win we did. With one battle, we changed a war. The last time I sat on this beach, Donald told me not to wish for war. He was right. I've seen more blood flow than any man should see in a lifetime. 2 lives, united by death. Godspeed, gentlemen.
I don't know what that little raft's going to do. It's not going to make it very far for us and get stumped over. Renegade Midway, June 4th, 1942. Difficulty Rookie, 1552. Launched an airstrike on the enemy seas with 4 positions reported completed. The other one did not get done. Destroy the attacking Japanese submarine. Destroy the patrolling Japanese cruisers. Easily done. One of our carriers survived the encounter. They both did. Find the Japanese carriers. Destroy the Japanese carriers. Done. We lost 7 Avengers and 1 Catalina. That explains why I lost most of my radar in the lower left-hand corner. 1 Hiryu-class carrier, 1 Soryu-class carrier. Took out 2 heavy cruisers. Took out a submarine. Not bad. And no ribbons, of course. And that is it. That's the end of the campaign for Battlestations Midway. As I said, and as you can clearly see and you saw at the beginning, this campaign only did the Pearl Harbor to Midway. Now, the sequel to this, Battlestations Pacific, includes the battle from Midway all the way to the end of the war for the U.S. side. And there's a Japanese campaign where it's the what-if scenario of what had happened if the Japanese had won, which starts from Pearl Harbor all the way to the end of the war, of them winning, defeating America. So that's the end of Battlestations Midway. And like I said, if you guys want to see those singular missions, let me know. Not really that much more interesting than the campaign mode. I do want to, before I get into my review, I want to apologize first for my somewhat lack of commentary. There are just times when I'm trying to focus so hard on making sure that my shots hit, because the aiming in this game is kind of wonky at best. Because there was a couple of times when I would fire my torpedoes, and then I would almost catch up to my own torpedoes. That never happens. Torpedoes travel too fast for you to catch up to them. My skills at using the airplanes are at best sad. Because I am not good at using airplanes. My best weapon is the submarine. You saw how quickly I took down the battleship. My only worry with that mission was that one destroyer that was coming up on me. I got lucky that I was able to outrun it and get to that battleship before I got any issues with the destroyer. This game came out in 2006, and for what it was supposed to do, with the simulation of World War II naval warfare, this game is excellent. It was great from beginning to end. The graphics are excellent. Anybody who says otherwise is blind. Battlestations Midway, in and of itself, if there was no Battlestation specific, would still be a great game by itself, and still is a great game. Looks great, sounds good. All the explosions and stuff look good. Again, my only complaint, I think, is just the torpedoes. I think they were undersped. They were underpowered as far as their speed goes. They just seemed to be too slow. You saw a couple of times when the torpedoes were coming in toward the carriers, and I was able to just shift a little bit and outmaneuver them. But the history behind the battles all look good. The explosions looked pretty good. The single player mode, I love that the accuracy of all the ships and the planes and submarines are accurate to the way they were in World War II, which I love that about Silent Service 2 as well, the DOS game that I played. I love the fact that all the submarines that you played were visually accurate, and for the most part, as far as statistically accurate. In this game, everything looked visually accurate. Statistically, they probably weren't as accurate as they would be in real life, because they kind of needed to keep the game balanced, so you weren't like too overpowered with just sending, one type of aircraft that would just destroy everything right away. So they kind of had to balance things statistically, while still keeping it somewhat realistic. I don't think 2 torpedoes would have taken down the cargo ships. You saw in the early on when me and Kennedy went those 2 patrol boats, and 2 torpedoes took down the troop transports. I don't think that would have happened. I think you would need more than 2 torpedoes to take down a troop transport, because those ships were pretty damn big, pretty damn hard, pretty well armored. Also, the carriers, the fact that the carriers can only launch like 4 different groups, 4 different squadrons of aircraft. That was again a statistic limit, because carriers, as long as there's planes on board, they can launch them. They can launch every plane they have aboard those carriers, and they can go wherever they want and do whatever they want, as far, under orders of the carrier. So, statistically, had moments where they were inaccurate, but visually they all looked great. They all sounded great. I appreciated the accuracy of which ships could attack and which ships couldn't. Carriers had just basically some anti-air defenses, didn't have any torpedoes or anything to defend itself with. That's why you needed cruisers to defend against other enemy shipping, or destroyers to defend against enemy submarines. Destroyers had depth charges to sink enemy submarines. Cruisers, especially heavy cruisers, didn't have depth charges. They could only take on other ships. And we didn't see any battleships in this game, save for the one Japanese battleship we sunk. Pretty much everything was cruisers, light cruisers, destroyers, and aircraft carriers, and aircraft, and a couple of submarines. I like this game a whole lot. Again, I had issues with the shooting mechanics in this a little bit. I would kind of wonder why I would be aiming. You try to be accurate. You try to be accurate when you're shooting, and you always try to aim ahead of your target a little bit. That's what you've got to do, because pulling the trigger on the gun doesn't mean the bullet's already there. The bullet's still got to travel to get there. So you've got to, you got to set for the travel time. And I would do that, but I would still seem to miss a lot. Specifically with the artillery cannons, the bigger, heavier cannons. The smaller AA guns, not so much. I didn't have so much trouble with that. But the larger artillery cannons, when I was trying to go ship to ship, the actual artillery cannons, I had trouble. And again, one more time, I'll say the torpedoes, I think, were underpowered. they didn't have the speed they needed. Now, as far as the damage they dealt, I think was pretty good. Sometimes I think that was overpowered. Like I said, a few ships you could 2-torpedo some ships and they would sink by flooding, which I don't think would happen. It has its pluses, it has its minuses. The campaign was good. I like how they actually kind of made it feel a little more personal by focusing on one person, this Henry Walker, and showing how he went from just commanding a little speedboat with torpedoes to commanding a heavy cruiser, commanding an entire base and defending the entire base against the major onslaught from enemy carriers, and they gave it a little personal. Make him feel more personal because he had a friend, Donald, who was an aircraft a pilot, and he died, and so I kind of gave him kind of a sad moment there. But it wasn't a tearjerker moment. One, because I already knew it was coming. Two, it's not anywhere near as tearjerking as say some RPGs I've played. Overall, I think Midway is a great game. I think I've done enough blabbering for this game. It's a great game. I suggest you play it yourself, especially if you like, if you're into any kind of ships, whether it be futuristic ships like Star Trek ships or Star Wars ships, or if you're into history and you like old timey warships. Even if you're like the old wooden pirate ships, from like the Civil War, and like I said, old wooden ships and things like that. Play this game because it really gives you a feel for naval combat. For real World War II naval combat. It's a really good game that really simulates World War II naval combat very well. I like it a lot. So that'll do it for this game. Hope you guys enjoyed the entire campaign. I apologize if the commentary was kind of lacking. There are just times where I have to focus so hard on trying to get those enemy ships sunk. Because as you saw, if its mission failed, there are no checkpoints. You don't get to go back and only do like the second half of the mission again. You have to do the entire mission over again. So that got kind of irritating too. That's just the way it sometimes goes. So that'll do it for Battlestations Midway. Again, I keep saying it over and over again. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Feel free to like and subscribe. And thanks so much for watching. This has been Battlestations Midway. I'm Scoryth, the Crimson Renegade, and I'll see you there.